right. So excited to be here, you guys. It's so awesome. We're in a room with over 100 women, just inspiring, beautiful ladies. It is not by chance that you are here. The fact that they sold out in 6 days and you're here, it is not a coincidence. Before I get started, though, I just first want to thank all the women in networking on the board currently and past, and especially Stephanie Orman, because what she has done with women in networking, you guys, she does her personal time, dedication to this group. So can we give all just Stephanie a quick round of applause real quick? Thank you, Stephanie, for all that you do. All right, so I have been actually a part of Women in Networking since before I was married. I was Shay Conkey. Some of you might know me then. And I think I got a little shafted on the last name. I dreamed of being like Shay Smith someday or something really simple. I got a lot of name. Now I'm Shay Knuckles, but I'm just learning to live with it. Anyway, I have been married for the past almost 7 years. And I am a mother to 2 little girls, 3 and 5 years old. So to say life is busy is kind of an understatement. I have a full-time job. My husband is in school full-time, and I also own my own business on the side. So my mission in life is to empower and inspire as many women as I can so that you might live out your purpose with passion. By doing this, just getting yourself healthy so you can live out your purpose. So that is really what my mission in life is. I live and breathe all things health. And when I say health, it's not just about weight loss, you guys. Your worth is worth way more than any number on a scale, than any size clothing you could ever be in. But I do believe that you have to be healthy in order to really live out your purpose. But like we learned in January, health is more than just physical. We have a spiritual component, a relational component, financial component. And if you all did the exercise, we kind of learned maybe where some things were a little out of balance last month. We learned that in January. But I believe that our health really is kind of the conduit, the core, our physical health for all the levels of health. And if you think about your financial health, let's say if you feel like you're very financially healthy and you have a great retirement plan, have a great career, and you want to travel and you have the money to do so, you can't do it if you're not physically healthy. If you want to go on mission trips and you want to do all of these things, you can't do it if you're not physically healthy, right? So I believe that it really starts with getting physically in a healthy space. So I want to rewind just a little bit and tell you a little bit about my story, a little bit about my journey. So about 2.5 years ago, I was miserable. I was not healthy. Physically, I looked healthy, and if you would have seen me, you probably would have thought that I was okay. But internally, I was struggling with self-confidence. I was bitter. I was resentful. I did not like the person that I was at all. I was a complete in victim mode. I blamed everybody else for everything that was going on. But I can adapt well, and I'm very outgoing. So if you saw me out networking, you probably didn't realize the internal battle that I was actually struggling with. My life was completely out of balance. I was working over 45 hours a week, and I was a mom and I was a wife, and that was it. That was my identity. I didn't know who Shay was. I completely lost myself. All I was a mom and a wife, and working to support that. That's really all that I knew. I say I was adapting and surviving, not thriving, okay? I like the term, though, now. I am thriving. I am thriving through my survival. I'm more confident than I've ever been, and that's because I took responsibility for my own life and my own health and happiness. But this did not come overnight, and I'm going to share a little bit about my journey. In 2014, my husband and I, we lost our 5-year-old nephew to a very, very intense battle with cancer. He was diagnosed with brain cancer, and just barely at 5 years old, he lost his life to it. And because of that, we had to go down to Children's Little Rock a lot. And my husband actually lost his job, literally a week before Carter passed away. And so we found ourselves just in complete disarray. And at that time, my husband also decided that he was going to go back to school. So I had a 6-month-old, a 2.5-month-old, my husband going back to school full-time, and I pretty much went back to work full-time. That's just what I needed to do, but I'll tell you, it wasn't really what I wanted to do, and we thought it was going to be a 2-year journey. I can tell you this semester, my husband started his 4th year back at U of A, and by the time he graduates, it will be a total of 5 years. So it has been quite the journey, okay? But I felt just very mad at, where I was. I loved what I was doing. I was a nutrition coach. That's my passion. I loved what I was doing, but going back to work full time and having to leave my children wasn't what I wanted to do. So I blamed my husband, and I just was living in this complete resented place. We had to move back into an apartment. Financially, if you guys have known anybody that's ever worked in a gym, or if you've ever worked in a gym yourself, there's not a whole lot of money to be made. And so to say we were financially struggling is an understatement as well. So that's just kind of a picture of where I was at. And at this time, October 2015, I got a letter in the mail from a lady named Barbara Stogner. And Barbara is the mother of my best friend China, who had lost her battle with cancer in 2006. And Barbara had come across some pictures as she was moving into a new house. And she sent these to me in the mail. And I got this picture in the mail in October of 2015. And I'll pass this around. This is a picture of me hugging my best friend China just 3 days before she passed away. But I didn't know that was going to be the last time I'd ever seen her, or that I would ever see her. I had flown in from Arkansas to California to spend the week with China. She was about to start her second round of chemo. We thought that she had beaten cancer, but she was going to do another round of chemo just to make sure it was all gone. And she came to dinner that night, and she thought she had a bladder infection. She was kind of feeling a little under the weather. And she surprised me at dinner, and we had dinner. And she left, and she was going to the doctor the next day, and little did she know that her colon had completely died. She was toxic. She had to go in for emergency surgery. She never woke up. 3 days later, she passed away of a blood clot to her brain. The fact that I was even there was pretty amazing. I think that was completely a godsend. But that picture, you guys, we still don't know to this day who took that picture. No friend that was there. We don't know how it got developed. We don't know where this picture came from. But when I opened up that letter and I saw that picture in October 2015, I felt like China was almost like slapping me in the face saying, "What the heck are you doing?" Because China lived a life of no regrets. And everybody here has a sheet like that, or a little thing. I want you to take this home with you. This is the quote that China lived by. And when I got this picture, it kind of was like a reality check of, what am I doing with my life? And I want to read this out loud to you because I think it's so just powerful. Life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So love the people who treat you right, forget about the ones who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason. If you get a chance, take it. If it changes your life, let it. Nobody said it'd be easy, they just promised it'd be worth it. And so it was at that time that I realized that I needed to do something about my life. If I was unhappy, that was my own fault. Everything in my life, the reason it was because of my own choices. And that if I wanted to change, I needed to change. I couldn't wait for everybody else to change around me. I needed to change. So that's when I started making those steps. And I just want to tell you that, I didn't realize the journey I was going to be on. I didn't know that I was going to become this confident woman that has so much passion for life and for helping people. I didn't know that that's who I was going to become, but I just knew I had to take a step. And that's what I want to encourage you today. It doesn't matter where you are at, just take a step. You don't have to know what the end is going to look like. If you're unhappy in any sort of way, take one step to make yourself better every single day. And so, personal development is where I started because I think that works a lot with your mindset. And you guys see a book, everybody has different books on their table. I was given the gift of Audible. If you guys have never heard of Audible, it's an audio book where you can download to your phone. And I started with a book called The Compound Effect. And then I went to a book called The Slight Edge. And then my third book that I read that literally changed my life is called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And I have a copy I'm giving away today. It changed my life. And it really changed my mindset that I was worth it. That I am worth the change and you are worth it. And that's really what it is. There's only one of you in this life and that you are worth it 100%. And so really personal development in 10 minutes a day, you guys, 10 minutes a day is all that it can take to literally change your life. And then I also started working on my physical transformation. And for me at the time, that was finding a home-based workout program. And I committed to that. And it was the first time I had actually ever committed to anything at home. Home just wasn't it. But I hired a coach. She kept me accountable. And that journey just began. So it was the physical and the mindset that really started to change my life. But here's the thing. Is I think a lot of people, when wanting to make a change, you're at point A and you're trying to get to point Z. And you're trying to get there overnight. And we become impatient and we end up quitting too soon. And when I'm talking to my nutrition clients, this is what I tell them. If you're at point A, and let's say you want to lose 20 pounds. You decide this on Sunday night, you want to lose 20 pounds. Monday morning you wake up and you say, okay, I'm gonna drink 100 ounces of water, I'm gonna work out 5 days a week, no sugar, no bread. And it's like, okay, you're gonna do that overnight? Well, is it any wonder why you quit in a week? Because it's just too much. People don't realize if you're at point A and you're trying to get to point Z, first you have to get to B, and then to C, and then to D. It's a step every way. You cannot get to the end overnight. And your journey is gonna be changing and evolving all the time. But no matter what it is you're trying to accomplish in life, you don't graduate high school and become a top level Walmart executive overnight. It takes time and learning and falling and getting back up. It's an ever-evolving thing, but I just encourage you every day when you wake up, ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do to make myself better? And I don't know about you, living life with like little kids, mornings are insane and crazy, and trying to like work out and do anything on your own time is a little insane. And 1 year ago, I finally was like, okay, something's got to give, because I leave the house like crazy every morning, and I'm like, come on, we're late, let's go. And, I mean, it's just insane. So I read this book called The Miracle Morning. Has anybody ever read it? The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And they have a Miracle Morning for real estate agents, Miracle Morning for network marketing. They have all kinds, but just the basic Miracle Morning is where I started, and then I moved on. But it talks about, setting your morning tone for the day, and setting your day before the day happens to you. Like, you schedule the day instead of reacting. How many of us, when we first get up, we get on the phone, we like check our emails, we check our Facebook, and we're reacting to what's coming to us. But in the Miracle Morning, he talks about setting the tone. And so for me, that starts at night. I have my workout clothes ready to go, like in my bathroom. I have the coffee ready, I have the kids' outfits ready, and I have my outfit ready for the day. Like, that really is where it starts. And when my alarm goes off, it's no longer by my bed anymore. I have my alarm actually across the room, so I have to get up and turn it off. I have my phone set on airplane mode, so I'm not even tempted to start looking at my phone. I get up, I make my coffee, I go change, I go out in the kitchen, and as I'm drinking my coffee and I'm waking up, I have some quiet time. I do my devotionals, which I had gotten away from, so reprioritizing that in my life. I do some gratitude, just do some quiet time, because how many of us really get quiet time during the day or even at night? I mean, it's very rare. So that's how I start my day. And then I go and I push play and I get a 20 to 30 minute workout done. And then I'm done for the day, or I'm done for my morning. I go and I shower, and as I'm showering, that's when I listen to my personal development. I have a waterproof Bluetooth speaker. It's life-changing. I can listen to my 10 minutes of a book, no excuses, and I'm done. And by 6:30 in the morning, I've got my devotionals done, I've got my affirmations done, I've got my workout done, I'm showered, I'm ready to go. So that has been life-changing to me. So I really encourage you all to start looking at your morning and setting your tone first thing in the morning. That really was life-changing for me. So I just, again, want to encourage you all to, it's not going to happen overnight. Just taking that first step and looking at changing your mindset and those limiting beliefs. Picking up a book or getting Audible is what really helped me. But no matter where you are at, if you're unhappy, if you want more out of life, you're the only one that has the power to change that. And so I encourage you is just to start taking those baby steps and working towards that. You have to start somewhere, and I tell my people all the time, my clients who end up becoming really good friends of mine, but I tell them it's progress, not perfection. It's not about being perfect, it's just making progress. I just want to leave you this one thing. I say it all the time, but I just want you to truly believe that and start falling in love with myself, that you are worth it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shay. Thank you for